gods of Marvels bring us Infinity War a week early. Are we due to get Jessica Jones this weekend? We have a bunch of hype and trailers for TV. And is Black Panther approaching $900 million and soon to be $1 billion? Yes, this is Marvel Movie News.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Marvel Movie News.
Excelsior to you, our Merry Marvellites.
Hello and welcome.
This is episode 170, and we are coming to you 170. That's like almost anniversary.
Yeah,
It feels like
go
175
do
was
a
too something
decimal
special.
system with, by the tens.
170, we did it!
We did
It is a market occasion. 5 more until it feels like they should put out some like glossy cover of us.
Yeah.
Like 175,
Ooh, we
like
should
an
have
anniversary
action
cover.
figures.
I'm
That'd
saying
be
if
great.
Marvelites want to do fan art for 175,
Yeah,
that
if
might
you want
be...
to work up your 3D printer and
Just
do
lean
some
in.
action figures.
Any art, like drawn art, audio art,
Yeah.
physical art.
I'll be good as Shuri or Storm.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Also Misty Knight, but Shuri or Storm.
She's got favorites. She's got favorites. So we're at episode 170. We're coming to you live from Hell's Kitchen because we have so much TV news for you today. And we're here to tell you why you should be as excited from all the news, from all the studios and all things Marvel as we are. You can find us on Popcorn Talk's website at popcorntalknetwork.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News. You can find us at youtube.com/popcorntalknetwork. You can follow us on Twitter at Marvel News PTN or the Popcorn Talk. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Marvel News Show. Follow us, like us, and admittedly, Facebook is very hard for me to get on. I am not going to lie to you. I'm never on Facebook, so I'm sorry that takes weeks longer than Twitter. Twitter is the way to go if you want to talk to us. We're both very good at Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter we're really good at. Facebook, I know people have been
so much.
like, oh, hey, I'm Marquis McCarty. Hey, at Marquis McCarty. Nice to meet you. Re-meet you. Yeah, with Facebook, that really is just people that I know in like real life.
Right, I keep mine, and then I never check.
And yeah, all my political opinions are like really stupid stuff that you don't want to read anyway goes on my Facebook. So don't do me there.
So
do me Twitter
if
and
possible.
Instagram. You know, that's pretty cool.
And if, whilst using Twitter, you use a link from the live show while we are live, Aunt Anthony in the booth will retweet you.
Hello everybody, it's Anthony here. Oh my god, did Marvelverse come early this year? Because we got a Luke Cage teaser, we got Cloak and Dagger new spot, and Legion Season 2 trailer. I am so excited to see all of that because I haven't seen any of this.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think you're bearing the lead where you use the term Marvelmas. And I love it.
He's preparing for Merry Marvellites, everyone. So yeah, we have a ton of footage to go through today. We have a lot of things to watch. We have a lot to dive into. A bunch of small stuff, but it's going to be a fun Marvel week. And then next week is going to be our big Jessica Jones review show.
Yes.
And it's a binge show, so we're probably going to go fairly spoilery next week, just so you guys are aware.
Yeah, but you know, that'd be near, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
We'll let you know when in the show that happens.
We'll do spoiler free and then spoiler full.
Exactly. And it'd just be like opinions and all that wonderful fun stuff. Us nerding out. So, you know, the stuff that we love to do, the stuff that you seem to love to consume.
And if you have any questions while watching the show, anything you want us to talk about specifically,
please.
reach out.
That is the best thing because our nerddoms are so broad that you giving us focus helps with everything. So just, let us know.
Yeah, if there's certain things
concentrate on.
like backstory, characters, villains, like if there are certain things in the show you liked, didn't like, want us to discuss pacing, tone, visual stylings, any of that stuff.
Because it's like with me with how I read comic books in the general, I do it thematically. Like it's been hot and rainy and just like weird climate stuff in LA, so I've read End of the Worlds, and now I'm all about Doc Ock just getting what he wants so he can stop the global warming from happening.
You know that plays?
Yeah, there you go.
I've been rewatching all the Marvel movies, the Marvel Movie Challenge, but I'm watching them as trilogies. So I watched Iron Man 1, 2, 3, Cap 1, 2, 3, Thor 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do the Avengers 1. Actually, no, Cap 1, 2, because I'm doing Avengers 1, 2, 3, and I'm including Civil War in that.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm doing the individual movies, and I'm ending with Guardians leading into Infinity War like a crazy person. The weirdest order ever. But it's cool because it's like reading a comic. It's like going through a run, you know?
Exactly. I understand that. Yeah, I'm super thematic, but I enjoy your take also.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun journey. If you've already watched them so many times, it's cool to try a different way. So, speaking of a movie you can watch over and over again.
Over and over again and bring your children to.
Black Panther is, it probably at the moment of this, at $900 million.
Yes. Yes.
Because as of yesterday, it was at 396.6 million international markets, combined with 501.1 million domestic, which brings us to 897.1 million yesterday. So I'm going to call it 900 million.
Yeah, it's 900 million.
It did
It's
that.
900 million. And this is without release to China, which is the second largest movie market. Without that, which is going to be this weekend, it's almost at $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, and this is what, 3 weekends? 3 weekends for
no
it?
time at all.
Yikes!
Like, it's
and
faster
this is a
than...
single movie. This isn't like I'm sorry, Avengers.
It's not a team movie. It's not an
exactly.
assembled...
It's not a team movie. It's not an ensemble.
Yes, not an ensemble.
Not a recognized ensemble. A lot of people are meeting these characters for the first time, and I absolutely adore this.
Yeah.
And then also, I just want to say real quick, a few shows ago, 12 shows ago, we had up a poster that was we thought was a Chinese release,
got it.
and it had where T'Challa's face was covered with a mask and hands. Actually, that was just a pitching campaign by a Taiwanese media agency. So if anybody follows
Journalistic
us,
correction.
Yeah, if anybody follows us that closely, that is a correction on our part.
According to the live chat, China's pre-sales from Eon 001 said they're at 75 million, so we can start celebrating the $1 billion club now.
Yes.
$1 billion.
$1
That's soon. That's coming. She's her $1 billion shade. She's ready.
I'm ready.
So
I'm ready.
What do you think the
I'm
over
so
under?
ready for this.
Next 5 days? Next 6 days?
Until they hit $1 billion.
They hit $1 billion.
I will say a conservative estimate of a week.
All right. That's reasonable.
Of a week. So that then gives the weekend and then,
little
2 days
extra
where
pop.
people play hooky and go on dates.
So much money.
There you go. Oh, yes. Oh, and real quick, while we're on Black Panther, I love the M'Baku challenge. And if you have not run across this on Twitter, just put that in, M'Baku challenge. Children, grown behind men are definitely doing this. And it's where they're saying all the lines of M'Baku during challenge day.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's like, M'Baku, why are you here? It's challenge day.
People just running around quoting M'Baku.
It's magic.
All right, I'll
it's
check it out.
magic.
I'm
It really
intrigued.
is. And everybody is. Please check it out.
Fandoms, you're amazing. Keep being nerdy.
I love it.
Speaking of gloriously nerdy, we have a new Deadpool 2 standee, and it's all about that D. Deadpool 2 is coming back, and it's bigger.
It's literally all about that D.
I love the levels of innuendo that are in a frickin' public space. This is just a giant, it's bigger D representing Deadpool. The number of kids that won't get it, that's perfect. The number of kids that do get it get to tee-hee, and the number of parents that get to go like,
yeah.
make me so happy.
It's a Deadpool getting, let's say, companionable with a giant D in the Deadpool font.
Yep, it's some glory. He's having a nice congenial visit with the D. And I just, this makes me real happy. I found it first on Rob Liefeld's Instagram, so I think he found it in the wild, which made me real happy that Liefeld,
Nice.
the man who created the character, found this. So that made me real happy. And moving on to a big news break for everyone, Marvel. Every single person.
Wow, this.
Infinity
wow.
War. It's a week sooner.
They moved it up.
So it's the whole world.
There was this whole thing.
Whole world gets the same day.
Sing it at the same time.
Yeah.
America doesn't get this.
It's-
We get it after our European cousins. You know, and
we avoid the internet.
we kind of earned that.
Yeah.
we kind of earned that.
We just duck and dodge out of the internet. We just hide for a week. But now we don't have to, because the entire world gets it day and date.
Everyone will experience that at the same time, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to worry about spoilers unless someone like goes to that 7 o'clock show.
And you're not there till like the 10. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we'll be trying to get into press screenings. But we're good people. We won't spoil you guys.
Oh, no. We don't spoil.
But the internet spoiling is dangerous, and this movie's way too big because everybody dies.
Yeah.
So they need to have everyone come out.
I stand by my tagline. Everybody dies.
Which
Bring
is why
tissues.
I think it comes
Bring
out day
tissue.
and date.
Except for Black Panther.
Well, yeah.
Black
some
Panther
people
doesn't. It's a child.
So I think that's why it comes out day and date at the same time. I think that way the world doesn't find out in different orders like what happens,
Yeah.
the scope of it. And I also love the way they advertised it. Was like basically Downey Jr. just went on Twitter and was like, "Hey, can I bring some of my friends? the whole world? Okay, and then they moved up the date. So this is now April 27th. Now this, to me, is saying a few things. One, they're not afraid to open whenever. Like, they don't need the May release date. They don't need the summer. April is going to be just as profitable. They're going to make all the money. They're not
ready to go.
They're giving it a little clearance from Deadpool. I'm not saying that isn't me saying Deadpool is going to make more money than Infinity War. That is not the case. That is not true. Infinity War is going to make all the money, but it is smart to not have two comic movies opening that close together. Now it's got 2.5 weeks, a little bit more spread, so you can have everyone have seen it, then go see Deadpool. I think it's just smart move on Fox's and Marvel's part. But what I thought was interesting, did you hear about Rampage?
Rampage?
Rampage ran away.
As in the wait, what?
Rampage moved its release date up a week to give it 3 weeks clearance from Infinity War.
That's fun.
So like The Rock is a god of box office figures. Like Jumanji making all the money.
Yeah, no, The Rock.
But even The Rock
is hot, but he's
Avengers.
always been hot.
But even The Rock knows.
Even The Rock knows.
You don't fight the Avengers.
No, if only Thanos knew this, but we'll find out.
Wow.
I mean, you can literally time this out where you could go from Black Panther to Infinity War into Deadpool.
Yeah, at the
all in the same
magical
That's
day.
a beautiful Sunday.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday. I don't know your life.
Just go nuts. Have fun. But that's amazing because now it's April, so it's even closer. Like now you can really watch those two almost in most theaters will still have both.
I mean, just like the actual end of the world, all of us will find out at the same time.
And we'll all celebrate and mourn together. So that is very exciting stuff. And while they're announcing what's coming with Infinity War, they've begun to tease what's coming after Infinity War with 6 release dates for Phase 4 and onward. Now, these release dates are really interesting because some of them are very close together. So some of the most close together, the ones that I think are most interesting, are 2021. We have May 7th, July 30th, November 5th, 2021. So that May 7th is only 2 months out from that July. So I'm wondering if that's going to be some sort of like 1-2 punch, like movies that are tied really close together.
Something like that. It just, it feels like I want to think that they would do that for us to have it that close. But then I also think that they wouldn't give us that.
I'm wondering if it ends with
I think 5/7 and 5/7/21 and 5/6/22 are probably the movies that
are tied together, that are bonded.
Yeah.
I think one of those is going to end with a moment, and this is my big theory for Phase 4. I think one of those is going to end with a moment that the post-credit scene is A-Force, and then the next movie is A-Force. So I think one of these is
I like that.
Maybe Black Widow, maybe it's Ironheart forming from.
Maybe we have Singularity.
Yeah,
you know,
Shariri Williams.
I'm really cool with her showing up.
I think Shariri Williams turns into Ironheart, and then at the end,
Shariri,
and then we get A-Force. That's my theory.
This.
I think one of these is going to be an A-Force movie.
This.
I don't think these are all sequels.
Yeah, because, obviously we can be like, Black Panther 2, Black Panther
Spider-Man
3,
2, Doctor Strange 2.
Kind of a thing. I think that those are going to happen. You don't make nearly $1 billion in 3 weekends and don't have at least 2 more movies
coming down the hatch.
That doesn't happen. So these, I feel like, are future properties, like you're saying, where it's just like, we can get super excited about this.
And I do think it's interesting. The first movies after Infinity War Part 2, or whatever they're going to call it, Secret Wars, is going to be Spider-Man, who's the first movie after that, giant fallout, is a New York-based underdog hero, a kid. And then the next movie after that, in 2019, is probably Galaxy Quest. Guardians of the Galaxy. I love Galaxy Quest. Sam Rockwell for every Avenger.
Never give up. Never surrender. Minors, not minors.
Congratulations, Sam Rockwell. My brain is still clearly on your Oscar. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 are the 2 movies that immediately follow. So it's interesting. We got one cosmic, one street level, one as a kid, one as a team. So we could have this go any way. Like, this could go anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. So that's why I think not all of these are sequels. I don't think they're all a Doctor Strange 2 or a Black Panther 2. I think some are new properties.
Yes, I think it is for this because we've been following all of the properties so closely. I think these have to be new additions. And like with Spider-Man Homecoming, I mean, the next one is filmed in Berlin, UK, and also New York City.
Yeah, so that's huge.
Wow.
Whatever it is, like maybe he ends up in Berlin at the end of Phase 4 and like starts his journey there. Like we don't know how because it's worldwide. This is a planet.
Exactly. I've enjoyed this, like especially with like Black Panther, where it expanded it past just North America. Hey, North America is super cool. Come visit us. We can be pretty awesome normally, but the rest of the world is so fascinating and huge.
And the fish out of water of Spider-Man not speaking German and being in Berlin, like that's fun to play
or like
with.
only having his little little tour guide kind
just
of
like Peter Parker, like
or
nerding
app.
out, and like any of those things are great stories. And we've had allusions to, and like a lot of people that have reported on the Berlin thing haven't remembered that we had that character that was being cast that was European.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's right.
Remember?
That's
like, so
right.
that might be where he meets
right.
this girl. That might be our Gwen Stacy. That might be our Felicia Hardy. Who knows who that is?
knows?
But the idea that they're filming in other countries is kind of indicative to me of us getting a love interest or someone that's important enough that they're filming there for a long enough time that it's on the books. So that's very exciting. Yeah. I think A-Force is coming. I think many of these are sequels, but not all of them. I think Black Widow is amongst this. I think that Spider-Man 2 being the first movie after, very interesting. Do you have any characters you think might pop up in 2022?
Oh, ooh. Well, I know what I would like to have, but it's just so far off base that it's probably not going to happen. Is some like Heimdall doing Young Gods.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I think that would be fun. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt meets The Amazing Race. Like a dash of Maze Runner thrown in there.
And
a superhero story. And like on a cosmic scale where it's like the Earth's destiny hangs in the balance for him to find these extremely adept, talented people from all walks of life to then represent Earth at its finest.
Yeah.
I
Captain Planet flavor.
I don't see them ever.
That's
I
right.
love that.
That's right.
I love that. I don't see them ever doing that, but
I think New Avengers might be a thing. I think maybe down the line, Ultimate Avengers. I think they can keep playing with that like nomenclature. I think they can keep evolving the team. I think A-Force needs to happen.
Next wave, maybe.
Maybe,
depending on how Captain Marvel goes.
Yeah.
And then you have your Monica Rambeau, possibly.
Who's going to be involved, and you can clearly like
DeWanda Wise may or may not.
And what we saw from Luke Cage is
Rambeau.
like Misty Knight was really important to Defenders, and that was something that the character did so well. We can see how that lands.
So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, and I think the last date. I don't think any of these are necessarily Fox based, but if any are, it's going to be the last date. If any of the, I don't personally think we're going to get anything that's going to be Fantastic Four X-Men sooner, but if they introduce in that Avengers 4 Reed or Wolverine or anything like that, I think it's going to be a bit, because Marvel's really good at the long game. A lot of people are like, oh, they're not titled because they think it's X-Men. Personally, I don't, but that's just my opinion. We'll see.
There we go. Well, I mean, we will see.
We will see. I'm so excited to
We
see.
will see.
Also, remember when Phase 3 was announced all at once, and it was this giant
and
slate?
it was just all the things, and it's like, these are all the things.
Yeah, for the next like 3 years, we knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like them not to do that.
I'm okay with them not, because then also if things change, they can also change their minds.
Yeah, and I kind of like being surprised like yearly instead of being surprised once for the next 4 years of my life. Like I don't want if the dream, whoever's watching this that's a freshman in high school, I'm very jealous of your life, because when I was a freshman in high school, we had like one movie a year that was superhero based. But can you imagine like being a freshman and being like, well, I know all the movies I'm excited for until I'm out of high school.
Exactly.
Like I'd rather be,
It's just one of those things where it's just like, there's a reason why gifts are wrapped in paper that you cannot see through, because you still know that you have this present coming, but you don't need to know what's in the box
Christmas Eve is exciting because you've seen the presents wrapped.
Yeah.
Then the morning, like there's build up.
It's not a what's in the box situation. It's
Keep
just
the
more
presents
like...
wrapped. Keep them wrapped, Feige.
There you
Keep
go.
them wrapped. Speaking of Captain Marvel and our hopes for all the things that movie does, the tone of it is sounding more and more promising. The screenwriter spoke to EW on what to expect about her tone, Carol Danvers herself, saying, Captain Marvel is a very funny voice, and it's more of an action comedy, more like what we were talking about doing in the first draft I wrote for Tomb Raider. That tone survived in Captain Marvel. I love funny female characters, so as Tomb Raider got more serious, I got even more committed to the idea of Captain Marvel being more hilarious. That's a great sign for me. That
is fantastic.
When Tomb Raider gets serious, she goes, Captain Marvel, yes, please.
Yes.
Like, that's a great move.
Yeah, I'm good with this. I like sarcastic and saucy.
And smart.
I do. I like dimensions to the characters. I like them having their own agency. And that's true. I don't like kowtowing.
Yeah.
To things. So it's like, yeah, if anybody is not going to be doing those things, then it's Captain Marvel. That's she lives up to the Marvel.
Yeah.
The moniker. She is a Marvel.
And a cap. Like, she's a leader and a Marvel.
Exactly. You have to work up.
It's all right there in the name. It's all right there.
Yeah.
So that is a great sign that the screenwriter has her voice right, and that's a good sign for the movie going forward. And she said also, quote, that's not just me inventing that. Carol Danvers is one of the funniest comic book characters. She's so sassy. She's such a smartass. She won't take beep from anyone. And the comic books do an amazing job at capturing that voice. And it was important that the entire Captain Marvel creative team kept to that.
Yes.
She's friends with Jessica Jones.
Yes.
You're not friends with Jessica Jones if you're light and fluffy.
Yeah, Jessica Jones does not keep close friends. You have to, reach a certain criteria to be a close friend to Jessica Jones. She will not waste whiskey spitting on you. So there you go.
Agreed.
I like this.
Agreed. Now, before we get into Jessica Jones herself, I need to quickly tell you guys about Maria Menounos has this studio for us. Maria is a darling of a human being, and this is all possible because of Maria. So I would like to offer you guys, if you want to have fun, you want to learn and grow in all areas of life, and those that want to do that, there's a podcast you guys can listen to for that. Now, it is Conversations with Maria Menounos, and it is hosted here at AfterBuzz by Maria, and it drops every Friday on iTunes. So, Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of life, from health and wellness, to career and relationships, to finances and more. So, Maria is a good big sister to have. She has built this magical world, and she's a fantastic host. So if you like the Joe Rogan experience as much as I do, if you like bettering your life, if you like these experiences, check out Maria's show. It is on Fridays on iTunes, and that is Conversations with Maria Menounos, and that is her new podcast. So in support of us, check it out. She's a rad human, and yeah. So now Jessica Jones is obviously the sassiest character on the Netflix TV world, and that is saying a lot because that is Hell's Kitchen and that is a whole thing. But we have begun uncovering what the episode titles are, and that's always fun right before a show comes out. It's time to see what you get out of the actual titles of the show. And as in keeping with the first season, in keeping with the comics, it is all AKA titled. So the AKA was the original title of the comic, AKA Jessica Jones, and they brought that over, season 1, now season 2, and these titles are stuff we can kind of dive into to see what they might be. But this time, they also included images, which are so freaking cool.
Gorgeous images.
So, what do you think about some of the titles? I haven't run through them yet.
I think some of these titles are exactly what I want them to be when it comes to like a Jessica Jones, just property in general, like Freak Accident.
Yeah.
I love that because that is exactly, I just, wrong place, right time kind of a deal with Jessica Jones's origin story and everything like that.
Agreed.
Really. And then I think my absolute favorite, and it's a kind of a toss-up, is between number 7 and 9. 7 is probably my favorite because it's so Jessica. It's called I Want Your Cray Cray. And yeah, that's where she lives. She's a mess. And we adore this about her, but she's such a strong mess. Yeah. It's like she can handle her cray and other people's cray. So it's like, you know what?
Has to, for a living.
Bring your mess.
And she handles a baby once the comics get there. So let's actually
no rush. No rush. We don't need the pulse yet. Not just yet.
It's fantastic, but we're enjoying the show as is. So Aunt Anthony, let's go to 1, and I'll just run through them with everybody. So, the first episode is called AKA, start at the beginning, which, makes sense.
Yes.
Episode 2, AKA Freak Accident, we'll probably dive into the history of Jessica Jones. We'll see what all of that was. We'll see who that mysterious character she's talking to in the trailer is.
Yes, I love that it looks like we have... I'm just going to say Hellcat.
Yeah,
we just have Hellcat.
Just call her Hellcat.
We just have Hellcat in the background right there, watching her 6.
Yeah. Yep. And then 3, aka Soul Survivor.
Oh, that has to be the accident. Parents. That has to be.
And I think that's a 2-part episode. 2 and 3 seem to tie together.
Yeah,
Freak Accident and Soul Survivor. 4 is my favorite episode title. God Help the Hobo. She is a street level hero, and there's nothing more street level than helping hobos. I mean, homeless people, LA, this is like my weird thing, right? Like everyone's got like their campaign. Homelessness freaks me out, man. Like if you can do anything to help homeless kids, homeless adults, people, like this is America. So like people living on the streets is just crazy to me. So helping homeless people is important. That's why Blue Apron is so great.
Yeah, to have poverty be such a thing that's here in America now, and that's a thing. Again, we're really good about bringing back things that shouldn't be brought back.
LA. Just LA.
There's portions of downtown that are just like homeless villas, like kind of thing. Villa's the wrong word to use, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, the imagery of it, and it just that's like once I have my millions, that's gonna be my campaign because I just that drives me crazy. Anyway, not to get political about Jessica Jones, number 5, aka the Octopus. What? I have no idea. The image is great. I also love that all these images kind of look like the old dime store novels, like the old pulp novels.
They did these so well. And if you, follow the Jessica Jones Twitter, they have this full thread complete with directors doing each episode, artists that actually did the covers, and then the names of the titles themselves. So, yeah, go ahead and visit that.
It's so cool.
Jessica Jones, Jessica Jones.
It's that Nancy Drew Hardy Boys flavor meets dime store pulp novel
I
meets
like
Kiss Kiss Bang
that.
Bang. It's got like a lot of that all going into it.
Oh, wow. I'm having such a Nancy Drew moment right now.
That's when I see them, that's how I get there, yeah.
Jessica Jones and the Octopus.
Yeah, isn't that such a Nancy Drew cover?
Oh, wow.
Such mystery. Must uncover.
That's excellent. That's excellent. I like that.
And number 6 is AKA FaceTime, which I assume doesn't involve Facebook, but it might.
Yeah.
Number 7, AKA I Want Your Cray Cray. Definitely Markia's favorite. I think I'm gonna call it for you.
It's just I like that there's just a burning trash fire behind her, because isn't that all of our cray?
Yep, that does feel like life.
Burning dumpster fires. That just happens, and then she's willing to take that on because she's like, you know what? No matter what you have, I've had it worse.
Yep.
So I will fix this.
We've all had that day.
We've all had this, us kneeling, this particular, for iTunes people, this particular one for episode 7, is Jessica Jones kneeling in front of burning dumpster fire and just arms akimbo, hair in the wind, leather jacket complete. And it's just like, I see this and I see, that's all you got is what I see from that stance. But then that's just me reading it in my way.
It's also very comic-y, which I like.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very comic book power stance.
I do.
And then number 8 is Ain't We Got Fun? I don't know what that could be, but I am intrigued by it because the art is very like police tape. There's a hand, like presumably dead, so it's going to be her solving that mystery. She is a detective after all.
Indeed. I think that this one will probably be the most darkly comedic one of the series.
I can see that.
I think this one is probably very aptly named. We have not seen any of these episodes. This is complete speculation.
We're guessing from context.
And then for those that go back to like our Black Panther stuff, I got a lot of stuff right. So
the first thing Markia said when the movie was over was like, I hope people don't think I was spoiling it because of how much I predicted. And I was like, I don't
know. I got a Shibe wrong, but Black Panther 2.
We're theorizing. Number 9 is this is my second favorite, AKA Shark in the Bathtub, Monster in the Bed.
What?
That is 100% a Hardy Boys like title. That is so like what's happening.
Wow. It's like apparently I'm thinking with this is that she got close to somebody during this, maybe a couple of somebodies, and then that's the equivalent to Monster in the Bed.
Ooh, I like that.
Shark in the Bathtub.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Now, I don't think that's Punisher, personally, but I do like that it's a Punisher take on the cover. Like that's a very Punisher, like through the window.
What if they put Bullseye in Jessica Jones?
I want that so bad.
What if they did that?
Oh. What if they introduce Bullseye in this and then he's the big bad in Punisher?
Hey, that could work.
I would love that because he's a character that can definitely run between series. Like,
yeah,
Bullseye is huge.
Bullseye does that.
Oh, because Kingpin, like that felt so natural when he showed up in multiple shows. So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. It's kind of like having a Tobias from
Animorphs,
Black Lightning. Tobias Whale from Black Lightning. He could show up in
Red-tailed Hawk Tobias. Yeah. I remember Animorphs. Number 10, aka Pork Chop. I don't know. Cool cover.
Pork Chop.
Who knows?
Maybe it starts off with her eating it. We don't know.
Number 11. Or it's like a piece of like a clue.
Oh.
Like she discovers a pork chop at the scene.
What?
Pork chop.
That's like a Doctor Who episode.
Very specific.
Like, he sees a pork chop there like, I know what did this.
That's somehow the thing.
It makes complete sense.
Yep. That's
Get
how it
ready
gets
to run.
Like the walnut pit in Parks and Rec when they found
goodness.
Number 11, aka 3 Lives and Counting. Sounds like people are dying. Sounds like there's a murder on the loose. I wonder if Newt comes back.
She's a cat and the 9 lives and she's lost 7. So then it's like a dying. What? Oh, what did I say?
You said 7.
Ooh,
7 plus 3 is 10. I'm just helping out.
I know math. I do.
6. We're good. We got this.
I swear.
I do like the idea of that being Hellcats. I like that. Yeah. Then number 12, aka Pray for Patsy, which would also tie into all that very well.
Yeah.
So she's in the hospital, perhaps. And then lastly, 13 is aka Playland. So that's intriguing.
And they don't really give you a lot with that one. It's just her standing in a stance. It's got blue overtones to it. It's very heavily blue and violet palette. And she's distressed, definitely.
Quite.
But otherwise than that, you don't really understand what's going on there. So
And it's
I
the
don't
finale
know.
episode, so it's good that we don't have any idea.
Yeah. Let's see what's going there. But yeah,
We did it.
that's yes.
That is the run through. Now, the other show on Netflix that this woman shared coffee with many times.
Oh,
is,
indeed. And they better not share
'Cause
coffee
now, no,
anytime
no.
soon, because one of these individuals is involved with the Nick Fury of Marvel Netflix.
You know Danny Fernandez, right?
Yeah,
Danny,
yeah.
Danny tweeted at Luke
Yeah.
Cage, and then Luke Cage tweeted like, "Nah, I only have coffee." Like
With Claire.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. Like the in-character Luke Cage tweeted back at Danny, like, "No." That campaign is brilliant. I love the Twitters as character campaigns.
I really do, and the Jessica Jones character does phenomenal. Oh, and then this right here, Joe Quesada tweeted out a number of different art pieces, and I just really enjoyed his Jessica Jones.
Agreed.
that he
I love,
has.
like-
Can't wait for season 2.
It reminds
Joe,
me
if
of
you want to hit
Sandman.
us with it sooner than Thursday.
Downey, make a call. It reminds me of Sandman, which I like. I love the Sandman run. It has a very Neil Gaiman flavor to it.
Thank you. It does with I could see death in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Luke Cage is coming sooner than we thought, actually. I didn't realize how, like, this is around the corner.
It's so sweet.
And we found out by way of this teaser, which just reminds you, hey, this is the awesome that is Luke
Hey,
Cage. And
I am Harlem, and
Yeah.
Harlem is me.
let's cue that up.
I'm Luke Cage.
I ain't no joke.
You can't
Just
burn me.
explosive open.
You can't blast me.
Yes. What can't you do?
And you definitely can't break
And
me.
the voice of Mike Coulter is just so booming and strong.
Yes.
You want to test me? Step up.
And he's like
Right
huge
here.
in real life. A friend of mine ran into him in a grocery store, and she lost herself. I don't know where she is now.
He shops at my Whole Foods. I see
There
him,
you go.
and his dog's adorable. Mike Coulter's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
fantastic trailer. That dude is Luke Cage. Like, that's such a...
Yes, it's so good. Okay, something just real quick. Something that I just want them to do with like season 2 Luke Cage. I would love for them to have him just like a throwaway conversation. You don't hear who else is on the phone, but he's like, Victor, you owe me money, honey. No, 200. And then like he hung up on me.
Yeah.
Because that would be Victor Von Doom. And then he like goes to Latveria to collect that, and he has to save Victor Von Doom from
Like, he has
himself
got
and his
big
associate.
ideas for Luke Cage on Netflix.
I'm just
Broad
saying.
ideas.
They don't have to do all of that, but that's what that reference would be. And you don't have to say Doom in it yet.
No,
just
just
Victor.
Victor. Just Victor.
Just Victor.
So that's dropping in June, and that is also the live chat is mentioning like his swag has gone up, the flavor of the show. They're upping those like that flavor, and I love that idea.
Turn that volume up,
a
and
sequel,
I'm
you go that
about
way.
it. I'm about it. And it looks like they're focusing on the right things.
Yeah, yeah.
Which you really want sequels to do.
As long as we get Turk, I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
I love that guy.
Yes.
That guy showing
I
up and
enjoy
everything makes me
him.
so happy.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, man, I'm just trying to sell weapons out of my trunk. What are you doing?
Stop bothering me.
Oh, I got to make a living.
And then Mahershala Ali finds the Iron Fist serum, and he comes back, and we fixed that. I'm happy because Cottonmouth was incredible, and Mahershala Ali is just him at the Oscars is
Man.
more exciting than most things.
He looks so good. That man is statuesque.
Yeah, he's just impossible.
Either that or you have like Mariah really go into her kingpin role. So then it's like you have Fisk,
Yeah.
and that can be an interaction with Mariah,
like
with
that.
her like whole Harlem Renaissance thing.
And New York, Hell's Kitchen to Harlem, like
They're
Beckett
right
Gilmore.
there.
Bring in Hammerhead and
Ooh.
Tombstone. Have each have their own
Tombstone.
henchman.
They need to have
'Cause
Tombstone in
would
here
totally
by
play
now.
with Luke Cage.
Yes.
So you put Tombstone with Luke Cage to have all of that commentary, and then have Hammerhead with Kingpin, and then have like their lieutenants battling it out.
There we go. Because you know what? Luke Cage can't punch a politician.
Yep.
So you know who you have?
What are you gonna
Tombstone.
do? Yeah.
Yeah.
And like to have that creepy whisper thing he does. Like the whispering Tombstone and all the white albino awesome.
He's not just a pizza.
No, he's awesome. So look up those two characters. They'd be fun on TV. And they also might not work in movies. So they kind of work in the Netflix world.
There is that.
There is a
would-
certain world they belong in.
Hey, if they had Diamondback, and we didn't even get that completely resolved because Dr. I want to say Noah Bernstein. Correct me, chat room, if I'm wrong on that name. Like in the comics, he is he's totally an ally for
Yeah.
like everything. And then like in Netflix Marvel, it's just like, dude, your mad science has run amok.
Yep.
So,
Into
yeah.
it. Into it. Let's make that happen for the Netflix world.
fun stuff.
Now, out of the Netflix world, but still in TV on a new network for us, what used to be Freeform, this show, I love all of the marketing for, but this is far and away my favorite piece of any advertising for Cloak and Dagger. I love this teaser. So it opens with them two side by side, and they turn on the usual stereotypes. The dude is from an upscale suburb nice house. She's from the streets. She's a cheerleader in the hood.
They flip it from what it is in the comic books.
I love that choice.
I really enjoy that choice.
And the side by side is straight out of Rules of Attraction, where you have the two characters meeting after this long take. And what I like is this gives us all the backstory we need. We know so much about them just by like their day-to-day life, they're going through stuff, how they handle situations. That look to the cops that each of them have, where she feels more comfortable and she did the wrong than he does.
And just so you know, mattresses on the floor, buy a bed frame. If you sleep on a mattress on the floor,
it's worth it.
Just buy a bed frame.
And like their powers manifesting looks gorgeous. I love the way they used his darkness. This looks fantastic.
The darkness and her light, and this
like this Romeo and Juliet symbiotic
towards,
so
while you also have their powers encompassing them
and then
on the
fade
sides.
Out back. And also look in the A. It's the dagger.
I know the A's and the A's.
Yep,
yes,
which is a great touch.
I'm looking forward to Dagger like really bringing her stuff, and I'm really looking forward to that moment where she is just overloaded with power.
Yeah, and
then Cloak has to envelop her,
and vice versa. we might see both. We might see like a
he's
full.
Just like weakening. Oh, no, and then Dagger has.
And I love seeing his cloak in the A. Like I just love that comic image. Like it's so comic-y.
There you go.
So this is probably, I mean, amongst my favorite teasers for TV in the Marvel world. Like that trailer, that teaser really got me excited. I was already like, I'm in, this looks good, but that shows so much without giving any story away. And that shows they're invested in the characters.
Yeah, it shows that there's going to be character development and that it's going to be character driven, which is so important when you come to Cloak and Dagger. Because then once you have those characters established, like in the mainstream zeitgeist, then you can place them anywhere. Yeah. Once you have that locked in, you can place them in Runaways. You can place them in
not in the MCU yet. There's a lot of fine print.
But you know,
you can move
there
around
like
the TV world because you've met them, so you know them, so you see that character playing that actor playing that character. You're like, oh, here we are. And this world is so big.
You can place them in Legion.
Oh, I'd love that. I just
that would be interesting though. You could.
What a fantastic tangent. Legion season 2.
There we go.
Teases Professor X.
What?
That's right, Professor Charles Xavier, Chucky X, might be coming to Legion. And that was rumored before season 1 shot. They talked about it, they tried to figure it out, and it kind of worked for me that they didn't, because the show's so good, it didn't necessarily need it, and that might have been distracting. But now that we've met these incredible ensemble of cast, plus Dan Stevens playing Holler, is just so good.
Indeed. And Collider and a number of other resources visited the set for like season 2, and one of the things with that is the original Professor Chuck. Professor Chuck X wheelchair from the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Like they flew it in, and it had like its own like patrol, like its police detail and crates, you know, to unveil it. So yeah,
because it's holy. It's important to have that artifact. So they're alluding to it more and more. And Collider actually spoke to him, to Dan Stevens, saying, "quote, it's always plaguing him or ringing bells in the background of whatever's going on. It's less at the forefront of his mind at the beginning of the season, but it definitely comes into play as we move on, as it does naturally for people who discover that they are adopted. It's an intriguing prospect, I'll say that. So maybe." I would love to find out. And obviously that would affect someone, especially someone with that much going on in their brain, and finding out your dad is the most powerful telekinetic in history, one of the most powerful minds, period, hard stop. So I'm really curious. And the visuals of this show, season 2, look to only escalate from the first. And we actually have a trailer for you guys for that as well. Yes, indeed. And if you want to visit that Collider interview, it's well worth it. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, and this trailer, man. Whew. Yeah, have not seen it yet. Yeah, so enjoy. Yeah, thank you. I shall. I shall indeed. Can you turn it up some more? So crazy psychedelic imagery, a lot of in-camera edits and jump cuts, a lot going on. Where you been? No! We have a little recap from the end of how things left off. I remembered trees. And this image is just like a freaking painting. Dancing? Yep, they got some Bollywood. Things go crazy. Yes! We'll talk later. Yeah, we go full Bollywood in this teaser trailer. I love that. April 3rd is next month. 3 started working together to fight our real enemy, the
Shadow King.
And just every time they mention the Shadow King, I get excited. And they've had the Shadow King in season 1, but seeing him in the state that he looks like in the comics enthralls me, because this looks just like the Shadow King.
It's coming.
I love anything with hearses.
What's coming?
Yeah, there's something about him.
Except for
Being
Rise
one.
of the Machines. Terminator 3. Except for that.
Oh, look at that shot! Look at that inception!
Wow.
She lives in the future you're going
Oh,
to
that was like
destroy. And when you
And
do,
look at the
she will cease to exist.
that's the Shadow King to me. That's straight out of the comics. That's just X-Men in the 80s. And I love the use of light in this trailer. They don't hide. Aubrey Plaza gets a moment.
You still trust him?
He's my man.
The side-by-side light shots, the back and
Oh,
forth
that
cuts.
smile.
Damn, it looks good.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it looks...
You know, just like looking from that, it looks like everything that's going on around Sid and David.
Yeah.
It looks like everything else, you can't even trust it. You can't even trust what's going on around because it can be like completely shifting and you don't know if that's
reality
something
is
that's
all-
solid. It looks like it's their relationship
Yeah.
and then everything else is left up to interpretation, and I am here for it.
That's life. Like, what we only have our own perspective, and that's why like the first season's fun. We only have our own perspective. We only see what we see, so we don't know what reality is, and that's why the comic's so much fun because it's David Haller trying to figure out what his reality is, and the
Yeah.
fact that they can capture that on screen is just magic.
Well, it's kind of like the world is mad. What is your touchstone?
Yeah.
That is my tagline for Legion season 2. The world is mad. Where is your touchstone?
If you haven't read X-Men
Find your
Legacy,
touchstone.
find your touchstone.
Find your touchstone.
Everyone
That's my
needs
tagline.
You need a totem. It's important. If you haven't read X-Men Legacy, it's a beautiful 24-issue run. It's X-Men Legacy. It's got David Haller on the cover of issue 1, and
Yes.
it dives into the madness, and it's some of the best X-Men ever written.
I triple down on that
Yeah,
recommendation.
it's so freaking good, right?
Yes.
So if you're watching the show and enjoying it, or even if you aren't, grab the comic. It's great.
Yeah.
And finally, we spoke on it slightly last week, but Mark Hamill has followed up with the rumor of him being in Guardians 3 with a quote to Entertainment Tonight, saying, I was just sitting there, as I do. I used to do crossword puzzles in the jumble, and I'll have Twitter on, and some person said, hey, James, why don't you put Mark Hamill in the next Guardians of the Galaxy? And to my surprise, James answered, well, he lives right around the corner. Maybe we'll have coffee and we'll talk about it. So I answered. I said I'd be happy to do so, not only as a good neighbor, but also as an unemployed actor.
So,
Super casual Mark Hamill.
yeah, you know what? Hashtag Koikia
Yep,
confirms.
Koichi confirms Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
He is in season 3.
Yeah.
Because you demanded
He's
it, Twitter.
there.
He made
He's
this
in-
happen.
He's in it. He's in the third Guardians movie. That's just happening now.
Like, yeah. I just love that
That's
the
just
Twitter
happening.
is such a part of casting and like friends and excitement, and yeah, that's just it's amazing.
I don't know. I really enjoy Twitter, so I enjoy this, and I know we did our predictions for everything from the Beyonder to
Doc Ock. I had some weird
Yeah,
ones.
Doc Ock. Yeah, MODOK, I
Yep.
think was one.
said
And then
Kang.
I said the Gardener.
Kang, and then have Sebastian
Kang.
Stan, who does look like Mark Hamill, playing young Kang.
Man,
Time Lord.
I still say if we can't have Bill Murray, then I would love to see Mark Hamill as the Gardener.
Yeah, especially with like his
I just think
fun.
it would just really
Mark Hamill
because
just
he'd be
loves the
so
comic fans.
good at it.
He's just so good at being like he's so personable and fun, and like his Comic-Con presence. Like I want to see that character.
Yeah, and we got Jeff Goldblum already, and I'm very happy with that.
I'd love to see Jeff Goldblum and Mark Hamill having a scene together in like full celestial madness.
Ooh, oh my, Jeff Goldblum with anybody.
Yeah, just up in the game. Up in the game. Do you know what we have in Merry Marvellites stuffs?
We do. Actually, from the stuff from last week, we actually did
we
get
cover?
to that.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
I think it was the stuff from the week before that.
Well, apologies,
that we did
Internet.
not. Yeah. But we did cover that before this week for shout outs. Then we have, of course, Mama Jandro, Stephanie M. Jandro at Steph Amethyst. Buy her book. It's called Amethyst, and it is a series. It is for the adults in us. And I love it. Christopher Letty at Vintage Viewpoint. Elton Author at Elton Author 5. Big G at Simple Texas Man. I was about to say Teha Man. Kate Killmonger at Kate Vandy K. Langley Emoraga. Neely? At Langley M. Neely. I'm sorry, I don't get that.
Oh,
Moraga?
it's Langley, but he added something in his name, eh?
Yeah. Tanner Hahn at I Am Han Solo 28. Michael Shane Harris at Kush Skywalker 7. Bark at Birds. What are they? And
love that name.
Geely at Greg the Gamer. Awesome. And then Lumberchecker checked in with us at I am Harold.
Okay.
Herod. I also didn't realize that Groot died and that baby Groot, that was his son. You know what? That was a moment for all of us. I'm going to say that because that really brought it home for me.
It's real.
It was the real to be like Cloud Atlas. It was the true.
I love that movie.
Hey, other people might knock it. I enjoyed that.
Someone in the world of Twitter, which once again, if it's
please.
possible, that is the best way to contact us. And we've got a couple minutes, so live chat. If you have any questions, by all means.
Live chat. Hit us with some questions. We can answer them.
We got
real
like
quick.
5 minutes, real quick. The Titan Sun at anonymous415 on Twitter sent Marquia and I the most Marquia and I thing perhaps ever.
Oh, okay.
That there. They sent us a shirt, which we'll tweet out, which is the fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z, and it's Black Panther and Deadpool, and them coming together as...
That is fantastic. Thank you for adding that DBZ
That's so good.
flair.
Panther Pool is fantastic. I love that, because Dead Panther is just mean. Panther Pool is fantastic.
I love that. That is fantastic.
Can we pull up the image? There we go. So Chris Ecto, fan of the show, friend of the show, sent us some of the coolest art I own and some of the coolest art I've ever seen. Do you remember the paintings he sent us?
I still have it up in my my living room.
It's like the Deadpool he sent me is like my main piece in my entire art collection. I collect art. I have so much Marvel art. I have like 70 pieces. But this Chris Ecto Deadpool is beloved to me. And Chris just did this Cyclops from what I think of as like the Cyclops. This is from the animated series, and you can find Chris Ecto on Instagram and Twitter, and his stuff is just so good. It's one of a kind. It's on canvas. It's the original. You get the piece, so it's really cool. And he does commissions as well. So if you have a favorite character, and if you want something done, he paints on shoes, on canvas. He's a New York-based artist. I love his style.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I hope he does some Shuri work.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just got like mini goosebumps from just like thinking of having a Shuri painting.
And I love his style because it's so fluid. I'd love to have like Spider-Man in his style looks great because New York and Spidey and that flavor, and I just
it's fun stuff. And then a quick shout out to 1AL David J on Instagram. He's a cosplayer. He does Deadpool and Black Panther cosplay. And if you can catch him on Instagram, he has a number of things, but yes, he really goes for that Black Panther look. For instance, he sent me a lot of stuff, and dude, I hear you and I see it, and it's good stuff. So with that, between like a Black Panther and Deadpool, so hey, shout out to you, man. And
Aunt Anthony, I don't know if you can find it on the fly, but someone in the live chat just reminded me there is an Iron Spider toy, and there's a official image of Iron Spider. Fully with the legs, so that means we have Iron Spider. The image is out there. It's crazy. I don't know in what context that'll be in the movie, but that leaked recently with legs and all. And if it can't be found, I'll just retweet it once I can find it. But it is the coolest thing to know that that's in there.
Okay, quick. And we have a belated birthday shout out, Betsy and JRDZ3EP. Belated birthday shout outs. Both of us were on March 1st.
Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday.
Hope it was merry and jolly.
No, we're literally in the chat room right now. So if you have a question to like ring us out.
Oh, did you find it, Anthony?
I'm not sure if it's from Infinity War though.
Okay, either way, let's throw it up on the screen. It's cool. And there is look at that. Oh, that's so rad.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a fun Iron. Wow, they went like full Iron Spider with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the intrigue.
You got that. That's there.
So yeah.
And color appropriate. I like that. Did we get any?
I think that's.
I think that's about it.
We had a lighter news week than we have in a while, so we wanted to get some time in there. And also next week's gonna be tricky because Jessica Jones is gonna be quite the show. And then whatever news breaks.
So yeah, just for you and for ourselves, we're gonna binge Jessica Jones. So Tuesday, and that'll be March 13th.
Jesus.
March 13th.
Where's this year going?
It's already the third month, but it's such a fun month. It's such a fun month. Well, it's such a fun year. 2018 has been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. We're loving it. So yeah, that'll be our Jessica Jones review.
We'll do spoiler free, then spoiler full, and we'll warn you.
Yes, we will let you know. So just join us for the full show, and we'll let you know when you need to like duck out It's like, oh, hey, so-and-so showed up. We know you don't want to see them yet.
We'll get to blah, blah, blah.
So then, like, I got the back.
We got this.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us. Where can they find you on the internet?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and also Twitter at Markia McCarty. That's MarkeiaMcCarty. And I recently joined a horror RPG, keeping in mind that it is tragic horror, not survival horror on Hyper RPG. And it's called, it's based off of 10 Candles, and right now it's Volume 1, The Woods. And that's with a variety of awesome people, including your gold Power Ranger, Mike Gunn. He's on there. And we just had our first episode this Monday, and that will be 6 p.m. PST for you to join us at twitch.tv/hyperrpg. So yes, I will be going back to the Raw show that I do on Mondays because I love wrestling. Oh my God. But I'm doing that right now. It's for like 3 to 4 episodes that I'll be doing that.
Very
and then
cool.
Of course, Marvel movie news and Nerdist in general. And I will put it up on my Twitter for any upcoming shows.
Find her, stalk her. She's everywhere. And you can find me at COYJANDREAU on Instagram and Twitter. And I'm doing Collider Heroes most weeks, usually Monday, sometimes Wednesday, whenever scheduling. So I'm over there with John, who's a saint and a sweaty. And I also on Instagram I do my Insta review show where I review pretty much what I'm experiencing. So books, comics, movies, TV shows. I just reviewed Parks and Rec season 1 because I'm loving that show and I've never seen it. And now I'm doing all of Tom King's Batman. And Tom King's Batman is some of the best comics I've read in my life.
Okay.
Like I couldn't stop reading. I read everything from 2004. I read 42 issues in 2 weeks. Like
wow.
I couldn't stop
I might
reading
have to do a revisit
it's
then.
Incredible.
Because I barely was like a
2016 to now.
Yeah.
So I just reread those and I'm reviewing. I mean, I just read those for the first time and reviewing them on Instagram. So those will drop all next week. So if you're a fan of Batman, you're a fan of our show, check those out. And we love you guys on Twitter and the communication's great. So find us and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.